Felipe Massa wants Formula One to change the result of the 2008 World Championship. When I first saw this headline, I immediately thought that it was going to be about the last lap in Brazil, and I thought he'd kind of lost the plot, to be honest. And I got a bit concerned, but it isn't. I went in and actually read the article for once, and it is about Crashgate, Singapore 2008. If you don't know what Crashgate is, I would say go have a look. But a quick recap. Basically, Renault, which was Fernando Alonso's team at the time, ordered Fernando Alonso's teammate to crash at an appropriate time for a safety car to come out to suit Alonso, basically. And then that led to Alonso having a strategy that won the race, is the short summary. And then after the 2008 season, it came out that Renault had done this on purpose and they were banned from the sport for 2 years and all that crack. But basically, Bernie Ecclestone, about a month ago, gave a quote to F1 Insider. I'm going to read the quote here. "We had enough information in time to investigate the matter. According to the statutes, we should have cancelled the race in Singapore under these conditions." Bernie Ecclestone says things sometimes, particularly since he's left F1 because he doesn't have to deal with the consequences. He says things sometimes and you just think, Bernie, you didn't need to tell anyone that. He didn't need to tell anyone. But he knows what he's doing. He knows he doesn't have to deal with the consequences. So he just kicks up an absolute storm. He knows that this is gonna, that when he said this, it was gonna go crazy in the media. I don't think he would have predicted that Massa would have picked up on it, and I mean he would have seen it, but I don't think he would have thought that he would actually take it, and now he's talking about going and taking legal action to try and get the order of the championship reversed. The quote Massa gave is, "This is very sad. To know the result of this race was supposed to be cancelled and I would have a title. In the end, I was the one who lost the most with this result," which is true. If the 2008 Singapore Grand Prix was cancelled and the rest of the season had played out the way it did, Massa would be world champion because of the way that the points would have fallen. I can promise you that this will never, ever, ever, ever in a million years, regardless of what Massa has, if it's rock solid, stone cold evidence, this will never be reversed because it would be so bad for F1 and it would open up an absolute sinkhole into Abu Dhabi 21 as well. Because if this can be reversed, why can't Abu Dhabi 2021 be reversed? And it would be a good point, and they will never let this happen, which is sad for Massa. And I feel for him because it was taken from him, and it was taken from him, and not once but twice if you look at it, because it was taken from him in that respect, the way he sees it. Crashgate took it away from him, and then to lose it the way he did on the very last lap in 2008. If you haven't seen that before between Hamilton, Jarno Trulli and Felipe Massa, go and check it out. There's a very good video on F1's channel on YouTube. One of the craziest moments in the history of F1. But they'll never reverse this. And another reason is because of the butterfly effect of, if it went to court, McLaren would come back and say, well, if Singapore had been changed in the moment, we wouldn't have played the rest of the season the way we did, because we would have had less points and we would have tried harder and we would have done this and we would have done that. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. There's too much things, too much variables that would have twisted on this happening in the moment. And that's the key thing, is that it didn't happen in the moment, which was so selfish from Bernie Ecclestone and Max Mosley at the time, because they wanted to avoid a scandal for F1. And I can understand them, but it's lost sporting integrity, or it did lose sporting integrity 15 years ago. I think the sport has recovered from that, it's safe to say. But again, another instance of Bernie Ecclestone coming out and saying something crazy and causing a storm that he doesn't have to deal with. Essentially, I feel bad for Massa, but this is never going to change. So it's unfortunate, but it is the way it is. So all the best. Thanks for watching. See you next time.